Hello friends, welcome to civil engineering exam. Today we are going to see the dissolved oxygen sag curve. So that is very much important in the self purification of river. So the dissolved oxygen level in the self purification process, that is called dissolved oxygen sag curve. So we can take dissolved oxygen in y direction and the zone of pollution or time or distance in the x-axis. So from that we can find out the dissolved oxygen into the different zones. So there are four zones are there. So first zone, then second, third, then four zones are there. So its first zone is a clear zone, that is the effluent is mixed in the river, so there is clear water present in the river, so that is called clear zone. So in that zone the dissolved oxygen level is 100%. Likewise, the biological oxygen demand is zero. Now the second zone is zone of degradation. So that means the effluent is degraded by the biological organisms in the river. So there is a BOD is start rising and the dissolved oxygen will be reduced. So from over here, so the zone of degradation, the dissolved oxygen level is up to 40%. It will reduce to 40%. After that, the zone 3, that's an active degradation, active zone of degradation and decomposition. So in that zone the decomposition will occur actively. So from that the dissolved oxygen level is up to 0% and the BOD is maximum. So the biological oxygen demand, that is the oxygen required to decompose the materials, it's called BOD. So the biological oxygen demand is 100%. So now this is the critical point we have to notice, that is a maximum critical deficit. So the maximum critical oxygen deficit over here. After that the reoxygenation, that is mean the oxygen adding into the water. So the reoxygenation will start into the river. So the recovery process will be started. So the fourth point, so fourth zone is a zone of recovery. Here the recovery, that is reoxygenation, will be started in very actively. So all the effluent is decomposed in the active zone of degradation. So the oxygen required to decompose the material is will be reduced, that is BOD is reduced, and the dissolved oxygen will be raised because of the reoxygenation capacity. So after that the zone of recovery, the clear water will go into the river. So this is the main principle in the oxygen sag curve. So the dissolved oxygen level is 100% in the starting state, and the finishing stage also the 100%. In between the gap, the dissolved oxygen will be reduced into the zero level. That is called maximum critical deficit. So it's only based on the active zone of decomposition. So all the material present in the wastewater is decomposed by the microorganisms, and it will create the clear water. So there is self purification of river. So from that we have to notice the deoxygenation. So deoxygenation is the oxygen is reduced in the river water, and reoxygenation, so it's recovery stages, that is the oxygen is adding into the river water. So from that starting point the deoxygenation is higher, so it will be reduced into the very lower level, because all the materials, all the waste materials are decomposed by the microorganisms in the end of the self purification of river. So from that the reoxygenation is very minimum in the starting point, because it's already clear zone. So the amount of oxygen present in the water is very high. So the again the adding of oxygen is not required. So the reoxygenation is very minimum in the starting level, and the final level the reoxygenation will be maximum, because here in the critical part, so the oxygen level is very low in the river water. So the oxygen is adding from the atmosphere, it's a reoxygenation. So the reoxygenation is 100% in the clear zone. So this curve is continue. So if you adding the effluent over here, so the curve is continue over here. So after that we can add effluent over here. So again the process will be continue in every stages. So this is called oxygen sag curve and oxygen deficit curve. Okay, so this is the curve called reoxygenation curve. So this called deoxygenation curve. So if you have any doubt in that, please comment in the comment section. So again we will see in next video. Thank you.